The weather pattern across the eastern United States is about to undergo a significant transformation. If you've been monitoring the models, you've seen the shifts. If you've been waiting for winter to finally arrive, this week may deliver. Let us start with what's happening right now, because current conditions tell us a lot about what's coming. Across Tennessee this morning, light snow has been falling, not heavy, but enough to dust rooftops. Western Virginia is seeing snow as well. South central Wisconsin transitioned overnight from rain to snow. These aren't isolated events. They early signals of a much larger pattern change. Meanwhile, the Gulf Coast remains mild. Temperature contrasts across the country are extreme. Eastern Colorado saw wind chills down to 5 degrees this morning. South Carolina is experiencing near-record warmth. That temperature gradient is compressing. When it does, weather happens. The models have been insistent. For nearly a week now, multiple runs from both the GFS and Euro have shown winter weather potential for a broad area from the Mid-South through the Northeast. The details change run to run. That's expected. But the overall message remains consistent. Cold air is coming, moisture is available, snow is probable for many locations. Two distinct periods matter. Let's examine each. The first runs from Wednesday, January 14th through Friday, January 16th. A deep trough digs into the central United States. This pulls Arctic air southward. At the same time, moisture streams northward from the Gulf of Mexico. When cold air collides with Gulf moisture, winter weather results. Wednesday afternoon, rain develops across the Mid-South and Ohio Valley, temperatures above freezing initially. But the cold air is right behind the precipitation shield. By Wednesday night, rain begins changing to snow across higher elevations. Thursday morning brings the main event for the southern Appalachians. The Smokies, the high country of North Carolina, eastern Tennessee, the mountains of Virginia and West Virginia. Heavy snow develops. Accumulations of 6 to 12 inches are possible in the highest elevations. Some isolated areas could see more. The Cumberland Plateau gets involved. For those unfamiliar, this is the elevated region running from Kentucky through Tennessee. It often sees enhanced snowfall compared to surrounding lower elevations. Thursday looks favorable for accumulating snow across this area. Middle Tennessee sees snow Thursday morning. Northern Alabama, northern Georgia. These areas don't always get winter weather, but Thursday offers a legitimate chance. How much accumulation depends on exact temperature profiles and precipitation intensity. Light accumulations seem likely. Heavier amounts are possible if everything aligns. Eastern Kentucky, southern Ohio, West Virginia, snow becomes heavy Thursday afternoon. This is classic northwest flow snow for these regions. Cold air wrapping around the backside of the system. Moisture from the Great Lakes enhancing snowfall rates. Now here's where uncertainty increases. Off the Atlantic coast, a separate area of energy exists. Abundant moisture over the ocean. The question becomes whether this coastal energy phases with the inland system. If phasing occurs, the I-95 corridor from Virginia through Maryland and into the Delmarva Peninsula could see significant snow Thursday night into Friday. We're talking potential for several inches, maybe more for some locations, but that's a big if. Coastal phasing is notoriously difficult to forecast days in advance. Small changes in timing or positioning make enormous differences in outcomes. One model run shows a major coastal storm. The next shows scattered flurries. This volatility is normal. For areas along I-95, from Richmond through Baltimore to Philadelphia, this bears close monitoring. The ingredients exist for a significant winter storm. Whether they come together remains uncertain. Boston and points north deal with their own system, separate energy rotating through the trough. New England has seen quieter conditions recently. This setup offers potential, though specifics remain murky this far out. The second time frame begins Friday afternoon and extends through next weekend. MLK weekend for those keeping track. Friday evening, another wave of energy drops south through the central United States. Snow showers develop across the Mid-South. Northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, western Tennessee, Arkansas, southern Missouri, southern Illinois. This isn't necessarily a major storm. more like widespread snow showers with light accumulations. Some models show this precipitation reaching northern Georgia Friday night. Again, not a blizzard, but measurable snow is possible. Saturday, the pattern remains active. Multiple short waves rotating through the Maine trough. Nothing consolidates into one coherent system. Instead, snow showers persist across a broad area. The Ohio Valley, portions of the Carolinas, the Mid-South, western North Carolina could see additional snow Saturday. Same for portions of Virginia. Not the heavy mountain snows of Thursday, but enough to create travel difficulties. Sunday, some models show snow showers lingering across the southeast. One outlier run even depicted snow reaching coastal South Carolina and northeast Florida. I am not forecasting that. It is too far south, too warm, but it illustrates the active pattern. What is driving this pattern shift? Let us look at the meteorology. Since mid-December, a ridge has dominated the eastern United States. This ridge brought warm, quiet conditions. Many areas saw temperatures well above average. Snow was scarce outside the highest elevations and lake effect zones. That ridge is collapsing. In its place, a trough is establishing over the eastern half of the country. Troughs bring cold air. They create lift. They provide the atmospheric setup necessary for winter weather. The jet stream is repositioning. Instead of running west to east across the northern tier states, it's dipping south through the plains, then cutting northeast across the Ohio Valley and mid-Atlantic. This pattern allows Arctic air to pour south while Gulf moisture streams north. The collision zone is where winter weather develops. Upper-level energy is abundant. Multiple short waves are rotating through the Maine trough. Each shortwave represents a potential winter weather system. Not all will produce significant snow, but the frequency of opportunities increases dramatically compared to recent weeks. The Madden-Julian oscillation is transitioning. Currently in Phase 6, moving toward Phase 7. Forecast models suggest we reach Phase 8 by late January. Historically, Phases 8, 1, and 2 favor cold and winter weather for the central and eastern United States. If we establish Phase 8 and maintain it through late January into early February, expect multiple winter weather threats. The pattern supports it. Climatology supports it. Late January is typically the coldest time of year. Running below average during this period means sustained, significant cold. Some have questioned whether models are reliable this far out. Valid concern. 7-day forecasts carry uncertainty. 10-day forecast even more so. But we're not forecasting specifics 10 days out. We're re-identifying pattern potential. Big difference. Patterns are more predictable than individual systems. The models agree a trough will dominate the eastern United States over the next 10 to 14 days. That's a robust signal. Where exactly each system tracks, how much snow each produces, those details will change. But the overall favorable pattern is clear. Model performance has been interesting. The GFS has been aggressive, showing significant winter weather for multiple consecutive runs. The Euro joined in, though it backed off slightly this morning. This back and forth is normal. Models oscillate around the truth. What matters is the central tendency, not any single run. 10 years ago, the Euro was considered the gold standard for medium-range forecasting in the eastern United States. That has changed. Both the GFS and Euro have comparable skill now. Neither is automatically right. When they agree, confidence increases. When they diverge, uncertainty remains. Currently, they agree on the pattern. Disagreement centers on specifics. That's the forecast challenge for the next several days. As we get closer, models should converge. If they don't, that tells us the forecast is particularly difficult. Let me address snowfall forecasting directly. Many want specific accumulation amounts for their exact location. I understand that desire, but it's not realistic 7 days out. What I can tell you is which areas have the best potential for accumulating snow. The southern Appalachian Mountains Thursday into Friday. High confidence. The Ohio Valley Thursday through Friday. High confidence. The Mid-South, northern Alabama, northern Georgia, portions of the Carolinas. Moderate confidence for at least some snow, low confidence on amounts. The I-95 corridor from Virginia north, low to moderate confidence. Everything depends on coastal phasing. For MLK weekend, confidence drops further. We re-identifying potential, not making concrete predictions. This uncertainty frustrates some people. They want definitive answers. Unfortunately, atmospheric science doesn't work that way. Uncertainty is inherent. Forecasters who claim certainty 7 days out are either overconfident or misleading you. What I can offer is honest assessment of probabilities. Where confidence is high, I'll say so. Where uncertainty remains, I'll acknowledge it. This approach may be less satisfying than confident predictions, but it's more accurate. Now, practical preparation. If you live in the Appalachian Mountains from Tennessee through West Virginia, prepare for significant snow Thursday into Friday. Stock up on essentials now, not Wednesday evening. Check your snow removal equipment. If you have travel plans Thursday or Friday, reconsider them or build in substantial flexibility. For areas in the Mid-South, Ohio Valley, portions of the Southeast, monitor forecasts closely. You may see your first accumulating snow of the season. Even light amounts create hazardous driving conditions if people aren't prepared for them. If you re in the Mid-Atlantic or Northeast and you've been waiting for snow, this pattern offers hope. Multiple chances exist over the next week to 10 days. The first may or may not deliver for your specific location, but the overall pattern is more favorable than anything we've seen recently. Connecticut, you've had quieter winters in recent years. Fewer big storms. This doesn't guarantee you will see one now, but conditions are more supportive. Pennsylvania, Maryland, same situation. The pieces are in place. Now we wait to see if they come together. For those in areas less accustomed to winter weather, take even light snow seriously. What seems like a dusting to someone in Buffalo can paralyze traffic in Charlotte. Know your limitations. If snow develops, avoid unnecessary travel. Let road crews treat the roads before venturing out. Elderly neighbors, those with health conditions, people living alone, check on them. Make sure they have heat, food, medications. Cold weather presents real dangers for vulnerable populations. A phone call or quick visit can make a difference. If you lose power, and winter storms sometimes cause outages, know your safety protocols. Never run generators indoors or in attached garages. Carbon monoxide is invisible and deadly. If using space heaters, maintain clearance from flammable materials. Leave them running unattended. Temperature swings have been significant recently. This affects people. Sinus issues, migraines, general malaise. When sustained cold moves in Wednesday, that pattern of wild swings ends. Consistent cold presents its own challenges, but at least you can adapt to it. Dress in layers. Multiple thin layers provide better insulation than one heavy layer. Protect extremities. Frostbite can occur quickly when wind chills drop below zero, which is likely across portions of the upper Midwest and Great Lakes. Looking beyond next weekend, the pattern may remain favorable for winter weather through late January. Some model runs show another significant system around January 25th. Too far out to take seriously from a specific forecast standpoint, but worth watching. If the MJO cooperates and we establish ourselves in Phase 8, late January into early February could see multiple winter weather events. This isn't a guarantee. Patterns can shift, but current indications are promising for those who enjoy winter weather. Conversely, if you're hoping for an early spring, this pattern suggests otherwise. Cold looks to persist through at least the end of January. Mid to late January runs several degrees below average across the eastern United States according to latest model guidance. That is significant. Some closing thoughts. Winter weather in the eastern United States is inherently volatile. Storm tracks shift. Temperatures vary by a few degrees and change rain to snow or snow to rain. Small-scale features create huge differences in local snowfall amounts. This volatility means forecasting specifics days in advance is extremely difficult. Anyone claiming they know exactly what will happen is overconfident. What we can do is identify favorable patterns, explain the meteorology, and provide probability ranges. Right now, the pattern is favorable. Cold air is available, moisture is available, lift mechanisms are in place. Multiple opportunities exist for winter weather from the Mid-South through the Northeast over the next 7 to 10 days. Some areas will see significant snow, others will see light amounts, some will miss entirely. Geography, elevation, exact storm tracks, all these factors determine local outcomes. What is certain is the quiet pattern of recent weeks is ending. Active weather returns. For winter weather enthusiasts, This is welcome news. For those who prefer calm conditions, less so. Either way, prepare accordingly. Models will continue updating. Forecast will evolve. By Tuesday, we should have much better clarity on Wednesday through Friday. By Thursday, next weekend's potential will come into better focus. Stay informed through official sources. The National Weather Service provides excellent local forecasts and warnings. Don't rely solely on social media or sensationalized coverage. Get information from meteorologists who explain uncertainty and provide context. Check back for updates as this pattern develops. What seems likely now may change. What seems impossible now may become probable. That's winter weather forecasting. We work with the best available data, acknowledge limitations, and adjust as new information arrives. The eastern United States is entering a pattern change. Winter is finally asserting itself. How it plays out for your specific location remains to be seen, but the overall trend is clear. Colder conditions, more active weather, increased snow potential. After weeks of quiet, things